Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. So think about this for a second. We all know that our bodies need physical exercise to stay fit, right? I mean, you wouldn't expect to build muscle just by sitting on the couch and watching someone else lift weights. Well, today, we're going to look at why our brains need the exact same kind of rigorous, sweat-inducing exercise in the age of artificial intelligence. I'm putting on my teacher hat today because we are looking at some truly fascinating insights from mathematician and social entrepreneur Po-Shen Lo. And his core argument? It's that human logic is actually our ultimate survival tool.
To really understand why this matters right now, I want you to consider this number, 4 out of 6. Last year, at the International Math Olympiad, Google's artificial intelligence successfully solved 4 out of 6 of the problems. And look, these aren't just any regular high school math problems. These are highly original, never-before-seen questions, specifically designed by national coaches to test extreme human ingenuity. And yet, the AI cracked 4 of them.
Okay, let's dive into this. The creativity in the AI can probably surpass what we can do too. If an AI can beat the top human minds at extreme, applied creativity in mathematics, wow, this needs to be a massive wake-up call about our own intelligence. We can't just coast anymore. We can no longer rely on being the sole source of creative solutions in the world. So, you might be wondering, what actually makes us unique then?
Well, that brings us to Section 1, why thinking is like exercise.
You see, relying on AI doesn't just make things faster. It fundamentally changes how we develop as thinkers. I want to ask you directly, how much physical fitness do you gain from driving your car for a mile instead of running it? None, right? You get literally zero physical benefit. It is exactly the same with mental fitness. When students, or honestly even adults learning a new skill at work, offload their writing or problem-solving to language models, they are experiencing mental atrophy. The goal of school homework isn't just to generate a piece of paper with words on it. The real goal is to force your brain to structure language and logic. If you skip the effort, you completely skip the mental fitness.
Let's look at how we actually test for this kind of mental fitness out in the real world. When Po-Shen Lo interviews high schoolers for his programs, he doesn't test them on things they've simply memorized. First, he gives them a completely new math problem, one he knows for a fact they've never seen before. Second, as they inevitably struggle, he provides completely unfamiliar hints. And third, and this is the crucial part, he watches how quickly they synthesize those weird new hints to solve the unseen problem. He's looking for applied logic. It's all about how you think when you don't know the answer, not just spitting back memorized facts.
Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how we transition into Section 2, authentic human problem solving.
How do we go from just raw, calculating logic to something AI simply doesn't have? Empathy. Let's look at a truly vital human skill called simulating the world. This is the absolute superpower of visualizing problems through someone else's eyes, imagining a strategy, and then playing it forward in your head. For example, Lo is recently in Nashville and wanted to understand the fiercely competitive Broadway country music scene. Now, he didn't ask AI to just write a report for him to copy. Instead, he asked AI for specific links and background data so he could build his own internal logic about how that industry actually works. He used AI as a tool to help him simulate the world, sure, but he did the heavy lifting. He did the thinking himself.
So, what is the real problem to solve? Ultimately, the answer is almost always human. Very soon, AI will be able to do most standard, repetitive tasks. To survive and thrive, you are going to have to work with other people. And here's the thing. The only way people will actually team up with you is if you authentically desire to create value and delight for them. Empathy allows you to see what someone actually needs. Because if you can't simulate the world through their eyes, you're a bad partner. And quite frankly, no one will want to team up with you.
Which leads us right into Section 3, critical thinking against deception.
If we lose our reasoning abilities, we become incredibly vulnerable in a complex world where, let's face it, almost everyone has an agenda. Consider the number 5. That is roughly the tiny number of major AI providers setting the narrative right now. OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, maybe a couple of others. That is a very, very short menu of platforms packaging up the world's information for us. And this sets the stage for a massive problem with bias.
Now, contrast that number 5 with 7.5 billion. There are 7.5 billion different human viewpoints out there in the global marketplace of ideas. Humanity is messy, it's diverse, and it is full of entirely different starting philosophies. Relying on just 5 AI models to tell you what's true, that completely flattens that beautiful, complex reality.
To combat this, Po-Shen Lo uses an incredible educational exercise. Every single day, he purposefully consumes contrasting viewpoints.
He might look at CNN and Facebook for left-leaning perspectives, and then jump over to Fox News and X for right-leaning perspectives. And he does this entirely impartially. He isn't looking to be told who is right, he expects both sides to have their own biases. He's doing this to detect those biases, to find the exact starting points of their disagreement, and to independently simulate the world in his own mind.
Yes, AI can give you a completely cohesive sounding story, but remember this warning. AI sounds incredibly convincing, making it easier than ever to be deceived if you aren't mentally fit. When an AI presents a perfectly structured, authoritative-sounding answer, you might think you have the entire story on a really controversial situation. But without autonomous critical thinking, you are entirely vulnerable to whoever programmed that model's agenda. All right, let's shift gears and move to Section 4, the innovation workout.
So, how do we actively train our minds to resist this and build a better future? Well, this brilliantly illustrates what happens when human empathy meets critical thinking. Lowe spent 11 years building a sustainable ecosystem. He noticed that mathematically gifted high schoolers often lacked communication skills. So what did he do? He hired professional comedians and actors to coach them on charisma. Then, these high schoolers teach middle schoolers, making the classes super dynamic and fun. The middle schoolers get great critical thinking education, the high schoolers learn leadership, the actors get paid gigs, and the net profit sustains the whole enterprise. This is authentic human problem solving. It's connecting people, building trust, and creating a win-win scenario that no AI could ever just magically manifest into the real world.
To create ecosystems like that, you really need a specific mental workout routine. It goes like this. Step 1. Generate new, weird ideas with absolute excitement. Always ask yourself, is there another way? Step 2. Destroy that idea with lots of effort. Seriously, actively try to shoot down your own concept to find its flaws. And Step 3. Push the 1% diamond that actually survives the destruction phase. Most ideas are flawed, for sure, but if you constantly run this mental routine, you will find pure innovation.
I want to remind you of something fundamental here. Creativity and expression are completely lost if everything you do is efficient but entirely reliant on AI. Injecting your own unique twist into the world, whether that's your own fashion, your own art, or your own weird way of solving a business problem, is fundamentally what makes life enjoyable. If you let an AI dress you, write for you, and think for you, you lose the very expression of yourself.
Which leaves us with a final, absolutely vital question. AI can give you the efficient answer, but are you willing to lose the fun of thinking? Critical thinking isn't just some chore, it is a joyful, deeply human endeavor. It builds the mental fitness we need to survive, to delight others, and to navigate this incredibly complex world. So please, don't outsource your brain. Get into the mental gym, embrace the effort, and keep the joy of thinking alive. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exercising those minds.